This video is sponsored by EA Creator Network. Thank you, EA Creator Network, for the free game codes for Rivera Retreat and Cozy Bistro kits. Before we get too deep into it, don't forget to like and subscribe if you're enjoying my videos or my channel. All your support is very, very much appreciated. I cannot even tell you how much. I really can't. So, I decided to build a little neighborhood pool, I guess is what you call it. Yeah, I'd call it a neighborhood pool. Not necessarily a town pool or a community pool, but just a little tiny neighborhood pool area. Kind of like something you might find in, I don't know, maybe a gated community or something of that nature. I think I decided to go with a Spanish vibe, architecture style. I think I kind of pulled it off a little bit. At least I hope I pulled it off a little bit. I actually copied the building from a picture I found on Google, labeled Florida Spanish Pool House. So there you go. I just copied what I saw and I sort of copied what I saw. So I should first say that it was a private pool house. I have no idea what the two rooms on the side were. I assume one was definitely a bathroom for sure, but like the whole room would have been a regular bathroom. For all I know, the building was a little more squished, and the one side was a bathroom and the other side was kind of a changing area maybe, or like a storage area for swimming suits and pool stuff and whatnot. I had to adapt it to The Sims, obviously, and I needed an entry that exited towards the street. And so I stayed with the building architecture and shape and style and everything. But instead of there being a sitting area in the center open spot there, I instead left that open and put an open archway in there as like the entry into the pool area. And then I did a male bathroom on one side and a female bathroom on the other side because I had no idea what else to do. If I'd put a little bit more thought into it, maybe I would have realized I could just use it as like pool storage. There really isn't a lot, even with this new kit. And I'm just using base game and the new Rivera Retreat kit. There is nothing else on here. You won't get much enjoyment out of this build if you don't have Rivera Retreat. Like, this isn't predominantly base game and then a little bit of the kit added in. This is predominantly the kit and a little bit of base game added in. So if you don't have the kit, a lot of stuff is going to be missing, or it's going to default to I don't even know what. But speaking of that, don't forget to head over to my community tab because there's a giveaway going on until midnight on June 3rd, and you have the potential to win this and or the Cozy Bistro kit. You can sign up for both, but I should have said you can only win one. I like to spread the love around as much as possible, and so you can only win one of them, but you can enter for both of them. So you have two chances to win a free kit if you go over to my community tab. So, like I said, I went with a Spanish, or at least what I hoped was a Spanish style architecture and whatnot. I tried to use other like Oasis Springs stuff to kind of match it and have it work well within this world. I think I did a relatively decent job. I'm not sold on those curtains. I'm really not. They're not that good looking. I did do a live stream on Twitch. You can go over to Twitch and watch that. We go through almost all of the objects. I think I missed a couple of things, but we go through almost all of the objects and the 2 build lots that Maxis uploaded to the gallery. And yeah, that's about all we did. We didn't really build. I've been having problems with dry mouth again this past week, and I could not talk long enough to do something to build. And now my dog is gonna be a pain in the butt. Anyways, so I totally lost my train of thought, but yeah, I tried to stick with the Spanish vibe. I really have no idea what I was saying before I had to shut the recording off to get my dog to be quiet, and it took a minute. So yeah, my brain just went mush in less than like a minute. I wanted to do something sort of fancy with the pool, but then I realized it really is a very small lot, and there really isn't a lot of space to do a lot of fancy things and still have a lot of places for your Sims to sit and relax and eat or whatever. I made some lawn chair like areas where they could just like sunbathe, that kind of stuff. But I wanted to make sure to include some tables with umbrellas, like eating type tables with umbrellas, so that that inner area between the 2 bathrooms could be like a serving area. Like, let's say you had a Sim do a birthday party here or something. Eventually, here you'll see that I put 2 tables under in that area where the front archway and the bathroom doors are at. My thought process was you can use those similar to buffet tables, and then you can have like birthday parties or whatever here, and you can use those as serving tables for food. And then there will be all these little tables here in a few minutes for the Sims to sit at and eat. And I thought that that would be a really good use of the space. Have it pull double duty, be a public like swimming pool, but also be a party place. So what else? I hate the pattern. I absolutely am willing to say I hate the pattern on the tabletops. It's on every single tabletop, which I find to be weird. It was bad enough that it's on every single back to the chair and the lounge chair there, but it's on the tabletops as well. There are no plain solid swatches. At least not for the tables. No, not for the chairs either, if I remember correctly. And I really deeply dislike it. Like, a lot. Yeah, I would have loved this kit if they would have included even just 2 plain swatches without that pattern on everything. I would have been fine with 1 single white and or light wood plain non-pattern swatch and 1 black or dark wood plain non-pattern swatch. I personally don't think that that's too much to ask for when you go with such a bold pattern on something, and to put it on literally every object and that be the only available pattern on every object in the kit. I think it's ridiculous to not include at least 2 plain swatches. Really and truly ridiculous. And it does not, to me, the pattern does not at all match the style of the furniture and stuff. I am a little bit sad and mad about that, I will be honest. It does frustrate me a lot. Anyways, moving on. This was a really awesome object that we got in this new kit. It's an actual gameplay object. It's a drink tray, and your Sims can make some kind of, I think it's a mint type of fizzy drink, and it comes in, oh, I'm not much of a drinker, so I don't remember the glasses, what they're called. It comes in, but anyways, super fancy, very, very fancy. You'll have to try it out and see. But it's supposed to be like a mint fizzy drink, and it's really cute. And I thought it fit in well with this, especially if you were to have a party here or something. And I'm gonna be honest, like everything else, I did struggle for quite a while with the landscaping, going back and forth on ideas until I finally settled on one that I actually really think turned out cute. Simple, understated, yet not my usual minimalistic that I personally prefer to do and have, but you know, still very more modern. What? A little bit more modern is what I was trying to say. This is just me playing around with what kind of shape I might want to do and just kind of, I don't know, sculpting the garden area into the shape that I was kind of going for a little bit. It continues to change until I'm done with the landscaping fully, but you can kind of see there what I was sort of going for, symmetrical, but still kind of in a way asymmetrical at the same time, if that makes sense. But see, simple, somewhat understated, not overly full or fluffy or like, I don't know. Every time I think of a full fluffy garden, I think of English gardens, and this is more of a desert garden. To me, desert gardens are somewhat closer to more minimalistic and simple the way I like. Whereas English gardens are very fluffy and full and just like so many flowers and stuff everywhere. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. In fact, it's been kind of growing on me in recent times. I've been kind of enjoying it more, but I will always default to this somewhat simplistic, somewhat more modern. I don't know what else to call it other than it's not quite minimalistic, although I do still love the minimalistic look as well. You know what I'm trying to say. You can see it on the screen. You get the idea. Anyways, these little spots were the hardest to do. I still like the idea of those cypress trees there, but from the front of the lot they looked funny. And so I didn't know what to do, and I ended up just leaving them as the purple flowers. Maybe if I'd have done more than just the base game and the kit, I would have put like small statues or fountains in there or something. I'm not sure. Is there a fountain? I thought there was a small fountain with one of the other. Maybe that was base game and I just didn't realize it. I never looked. Anyways, had I been using more than just base game and the Rivera retreat kit, I would have put something sculpture. Wow. I will get these words right one of these days. I would have put sculptures there. How about that? That was a little bit easier to say. But yeah, I didn't know what else to do. Same for this spot. Everything that I tried, which I did some stuff off camera, everything that I tried looked weird because everything else was symmetrical. I wanted to keep the landscaping in the back symmetrical as well. And oftentimes it just looked not not good. And now let's get into the walkthrough. You can kind of see the front of the building, the entry path, the two gardens on the side, and then it's just an arch. It's not a door because it's an outdoor community pool. I figured why bother with a doorway, like an actual closed door, when everything else except the bathrooms is open. That's like a skylight type of thing. And then here you have one bathroom and just a few mirrors and sinks, and then you have private rooms for showering and using the toilet. The other side is identical, so you can switch whatever side you want to be male or female, or you can have them all just be unisex, because it's all identical on both sides of the building. Because once I get going with my symmetry stuff, it becomes a compulsion. So everything had to be symmetrical, including the bathrooms. Anyways, here's the pool area with the benches there for just relaxing on. But also, we've got some sunbathing loungers, and then the tables that I really wanted there so that you could host parties here. The pool is not huge, but it's still fairly good size, and there's still a fairly good size area there in which you can put stuff for parties and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this build. Come back Monday for the Cozy Bistro build, and don't forget about the giveaway in my community tab, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!